My name is Jason. I'm from Stratford Preparatory High, and this is my final milestone for the Smart Glasses base project. Now, even though this is the base project, this has some modifications. There's one big change I made and two small changes. So the first is that I moved the power source to a portable battery, which is just there's a battery and then I have the Pi switch here, and then I just have the cable. Second, I mounted the Pi camera to the glasses by using hot glue. But my biggest modification is that I used my code to take an image, and then if I send it to Google Cloud, and then Google Cloud sends it to my Drive folder. So I'll show that really quickly. First, I'll take a picture of this Pac-Man over here, looking at it with my smart glasses. So I'll run my code. And it just finished. So now in my Google Drive here, I'm gonna open this, and you can see it got the Pac-Man. So now I'll explain how the code works. So at the start of my code, we import some modules like related to how Google, to like the core elements of Google Cloud and like file uploading. And next, these are just like stuff for like taking a picture with OpenCV. Then the rest of the code here is just taking a picture using OpenCV and like writing it as a file, and the file's name is file.png, which is why on the Google Drive it just file.png pops up. But next, first we're gonna it checks if I have a token.json, and a token is basically this in this context. It's like my access to the program and say, oh, and it basically checks, oh, do you have like the permissions to do this? So then because I have the permissions to do this, it allows me to continue with my download. And after it goes to my download here, and then it just, and I'm also set my parent to the folder ID. And what this means is this folder here has this mini ID on the link. So I just copy that into the folder ID up here, and I put it in the file metadata. I put the parents there so that it knew that, oh, I was trying to like put it in a specific folder, not just in my drive. So then that's why it always ends up in my Google Drive. And that's basically the whole code. Now, some challenges I ran into is the fact that when I was trying to log in and authorize the credentials for the app I was making, right, for the Google Cloud, I ran into a lot of problems. I got like a JavaScript error, and I have no idea what kept happening, but I was able to fix it by first like changing the credentials again, and the credentials.json, and then that would later create a token.json. But in order to make that, you'd have to log in via the credentials. But that wasn't working. But I just first we tried to run it in the terminal, but that didn't work. And I got the JavaScript error again, even though JavaScript should be there. So I just ran it through the terminal in VS Code, and then it worked. So that was my only channels. And my next milestone is to train maybe make my own model using and give it these images in my Drive folder.